You can see it just in his presence. He's got a good baseball IQ, a good awareness. He seems to be one of those gamers.
Blake Altifer.
He reminds me. He has a feel a little bit of a kind of a Kyle Schwarber, kind of a do-it-all.
That's 3-2. Not so fast. As Altifer thought it was a walk. That one's fouled back and out of play. Three and two. On the way. That is ball four.
Inside, you can see frustration on Roby's face. Not how you want to start the inning.
Definitely not how you want to start the inning.
Number 21, Caleb Frank.
That's now Caleb Frank, the right fielder. Worth noting, Altifer is playing third tonight, as that one is bunted. It hits himself in the helmet or the head area, and that's something you don't see every day. But nonetheless, it's a strike one, a painful one at that. 0-1.
I believe it was Caleb Frank that hit a big home run to bring Napoleon within one of Connie Ed earlier in today's action. So that just goes to show versatility that they trust him to bunt.
0-1. That one's popped up. Second baseman roaming back. But it's the right fielder who will come in and make the catch. Thought about to throw to first, but nothing doing. So a fly out for out number one.
Next up to bat, number 13, Caleb Woods.
Jake Overding made the catch in right. Now Caleb Woods, the left fielder, swings through that one according to the home plate umpire. 0-1.
Caleb Woods, he's a guy that can hit, stepping in with a 306 average.
That one is fouled back. 0-2.
So again, and I said this when they faced Connie End earlier today, the up and down this lineup, Napoleon, are guys that can hit. That's why they're never out of a game. It can be so easy to snowball if you're Robo and company. You look up and down the lineup, and there are guys that can hit. I think the weakest average in the starting nine is 270. That's nothing to slouch at.
Especially at this level, is tapped to short. He'll go to first for sure out. Excuse me. As the runner. Altifer, excuse me, will go to second.
Now batting, number 37, Nolan Schaefer.
So now Nolan Schaefer, the batter, the catcher, donning the 37 with the black trim. Steps in, waits, fires to third. That can't be brought in, and that's a base hit or an error, whichever way you score it. A long turnaround first before retreating. A
lengthy turn around first. That was extremely, frankly, dangerous when you go about halfway like that. Nolan Schaefer, he stepped in that about the 292 average. So again, good offense up and down this potent Napoleon post lineup.
Rubenstein.
So a hit or an error, either way you work it up. It is runners on first and third at the corners with 2 outs. No runs in yet. Here's the pitch from Roby. 1-0.
Rubenstein, a little susceptible to strikeout. He's only got 5 walks and 18 Ks.
Swinging away here, lines this one deep in the left center field. Going back, it's off the top of the wall. It bounces around. 1 run will score. Here comes the second runner. Meanwhile, the throw back to get Rubenstein is in time to end the inning. At least one run scored. We'll wait to see what happens.
You know, we mentioned
For the
chaos and
second
bedlam.
round.
This is it.
As the coaches have some words for the umpire. So as of right now, one run just scored. We'll get some clarification for that. So as of right now, it's 1-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back right here on the Scorner Network on the Beaversfield Facebook page.
As veterans, we know how to serve our country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
And welcome back to Beaversfield. As we have a clarification, only one run scored on the play. Runner did not make it home in time, so it's just 1-0.
First up to bat,
Napoleon on top.
number 40, Darren Hoying.
Jackson Berman on the mound for Napoleon. It's 4-0 with a 2.25 ERA.
So Sydney will come to bat.
17
Darren.
walks, 45 strikeouts for Bergman this season.
As Hoying will try what he was not able to do last inning, finishing at bat. The runner was thrown out. At second, picked off. So here's his first official at bat. The pitch. That one is fouled. 0-1. Kettner on deck, and then Booth in the hole. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Here's the 0-1. That one is 0-2. You know who Bergman also reminds me of? I've been thinking about it. A little Rich Hill in there, how he comes to the plate, more or less.
I can see.
Doesn't have the high as leg kick, but the way he delivers the ball
I can
reminds
see.
me of that. 0-2 is fouled, out of play.
So we're heaping some high praise on Bergman, because consider, I said Sonny Gray, you said Rich Hill. Well, neither are necessarily the game's best. They're in that kind of tier two.
And
So that's high praise.
we should clarify, now we're saying they're the same quality of play. We're just comparing what they look like, how their work ethic looks like. These are things they practice their whole lives, and to look like Rich Hill and Sonny Gray is pretty effective.
Pretty impressive. Say what you want about Rich Hill, but he's been around this game for a long time. So
Yeah, now with the Mets as 1-2. It is foul.
gets a piece of it.
Yeah, busy week for baseball indeed, with the trade deadline coming up this Friday.
Oh, I know you and I in between games, we're on our phones looking like Ken Rosenthal.
Indeed, as that swung on and missed.
Ken
Strike 3.
came into this game with 45 Ks. Don't be surprised if you see more of that from Bergman. He's a guy that knows how to avoid the bat.
7, Adam Kettner.
So Adam Kettner will be the batter, the designated hitter. That is a strike, 0-1. 1-1 on the way with one out. The pitch. Grounded the second. As routine as it gets. A 4-3 put out for out number 2. A quick out number 2.
Next up, number 21, Aiden Booth.
So now Aiden Booth will be the batter.
Aiden Booth showed some power last night, went deep.
The third baseman dons the 21, rocking the blue helmet. Sydney has some nice uniforms. That's fouled, 0-1.
Very similar, in my view, to the Chicago Cubs.
It must pain you to say that, Mr. Cincinnati Reds fan. But nonetheless, the 0-1.
No comment, I'm here to analyze.
That is 0-2. Booth, you can tell the frustration with the strike zone by both teams today so far.
You have to wonder if the offenses might be a little stagnant. We see it in the home run derbies. Batters get fatigued. Both these teams have played today.
That is swung on and missed. And that ends the inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the third here in the Score Nerd Network on the Beavers Field Facebook page. It is still 1-0.
What the American Legion have brought to my life, it was about service, it was about the community and commitment, not only to the veterans, but also to the families. We make different families everywhere we go. We have not only our personal family, but then we develop families while we're serving. We are here to support your family because we've been there, we know what it's like, and we know what we need to do to help you.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today.
It's what the Legion's all about.
From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us, our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
And welcome back to Beavers Field.
First up to bat for post 300, and rounding out the batting order, number 11, Hunter Hamilton.
So now Hunter Hamilton, the second baseman, takes the first pitch ball.
Hunter Hamilton had a few base hits in the previous game. He's another pesky hitter.
That one is fouled back, 1-1.
Kind of has a vibe to me of a Daniel Descalzo.
Blast from the past.
Actually, believe it or not, Daniel Descalzo is still playing.
I was going to say.
For St. Paul.
Still hanging around with Daniel Descalzo. That's hanging out for a base hit. Hung up long enough.
22, Austin Leasty.
He's playing for St. Paul and AAA.
So now Austin Listy will be the batter. 0 for 1. That is shown a bunt back to the pitcher. It looks the second, but he throws the first for the 1-3 put out.
You know, I think that's a great call. If you're Napoleon, yes, your offense has proven their ability to score in bunches, but you got to be a little fatigued. So you get runs where you can, because frankly, Sydney's got to be a little bit fatigued too. It could be only 2 to 3 runs wins this game.
Could be one of those games. We've seen a lot of offense in this tournament. Is this the game it flips? Is that one? It's bunted again, but caught this time by the pitcher, Roby.
What a play
for out number
Roby.
2.
You talk about fielding your position. That was reminiscent of Greg Maddox or Bronson Royal, both great at fielding position. It's something that's going away in bunches. That is not the case here.
Yeah, we've seen bunts aplenty. That one is fouled. By Dekrosh. 0 for 1. Flew out to the right fielder his first time up. That's a nice breaking ball. Just couldn't get the call there. 1-1. Decrosh waits from Roby. 2-1. The center fielder fouls this one off from Roby. And it goes out of play eventually. From my vantage point, it looks like Roby sets up on the first base side of the rubber. He looks back at second, fires the first, up high, 2-2.
Again, Decrosh came into this game batting an incredible .476. He's been a tough man to get out.
That one is hit in the air to right. Hooking, foul, and it will hook out of Beavers Field. 3-2 the count with 2 outs. It'll be interesting to see, even though the runner's on second, if they send him in a 3-2 count with 2 outs. That's obviously what you do if a runner is on first or whatever.
I believe you send him. What do you got to lose?
3-2, runner not moving.
Hitter.
That one is lined into right field, a base hit. They're going to wave the runner around. Here comes a throw from the right fielder, and it'll be not in time. It goes to the backstop. It'll allow the runner to advance to second on the play. So make it 2-0. As Hunter Hamilton will score.
An RBI for Decrosh, and he's used to that. Came in with 58.
So give him another one.
And number 40, Blake Altifer.
So with 2 outs, still a run in.
It doesn't get any easier for Roby. Altifer's he's a .333 hitter. Again, Napoleon full of good hitters.
No easy outs in this lineup, as that's 1-0. Time is called. Remember, a 7-inning game. Napoleon is the visiting team. And I've noticed a trend in this tournament that the visiting team has won a lot of the games.
Well, it might be something about that dugout.
Yeah, it might be.
You start to have to wonder.
1-0 the count. 2 outs. That's a strike. Road field advantage, maybe? But it's 1-1. 2 outs. Runner at second. That one is foul. Backing out of play. Lands near the concession stand.
Phyllis's home plate. I have sampled Phyllis's home plate quite frequently these last few days.
Yeah.
And we'll do again.
It's been our second home other than this press box. 1-2. Up high, 2-2.
Again, come on out to Beavers Field if you want to see some great baseball the rest of the week. Games start yet again at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
And it's 3-2. Remember, there's one more game after this. Logan and I will be on the call for that one as well. Another loser goes home match. A lot of fun, a lot of high intensity. This is when it starts getting more fun because teams are starting to get eliminated. That one is swung on and missed. Strike 3 to end the inning.
The rare strikeout.
Altifer goes down swinging. That ends the inning. We've played 2.5 innings. It is 2-0 the score. Napoleon on top.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on...
Welcome back to Beavers Field. Score is 2-0. Logan, 2 early runs. I guess early, but it is only a 7-inning game. We played 2.5 so far, top of the third, or excuse me, bottom of the third. About to happen, but so far, your impressions of the game?
Well, I've been very impressed thus far with Jackson Bergman. He has just been dealing, and he's got his strikeout pitch working with 4 already. Let's see if that theme continues this inning.
That is the first pitch ball, 1-0. Want another count? That's foul.
Apologize, number 23, Dave Dobson.
Mom's picking Alan and I out.
Yeah.
She's got Cindy up
So Jordan Lessing grounds that one to third. That is out number 1.
Bergman looks to be on top of his game again. We're talking about the strikeouts. We'll see if Sidney can crack the code. But with Napoleon's very, very tough offense, you can't let this one get too out of hand.
Number 9, Ethan Steinke.
Mayonnaise and pickle. What do you want on it, John?
Here's the pitch. Carson Taylor takes a strike, 0-2. Oh, and 2 on the way to Carson Taylor. That's a ball. 1-2. Taylor, the first baseman, his first at bat of the night. Swings and misses, goes down for strike 3. And now Ryan Schloss, the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, will come up for his second at bat.
Number 22, Ryan Schloss.
Schloss struck out his first at bat. Checks, he did. He swung. It is 0-1.
Tough break for Schloss. You get the pitch you probably desired, but couldn't hold back on it.
So tempting to swing at that first pitch, but he couldn't hold back. It is 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is a ball, 2-1. Two and one on the way. That one is hit in the air. Center fielder retreating, giving chase. He will make the catch. And that ends the inning. So back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. As he flies out to the center fielder, and that will end the inning, Logan.
Jackson Bergman just continues to stifle the Sydney offense.
Yeah, Bergman's pitched well. We head to the 4th here. It is still 2-0 our score here on the Score on Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Today, over 3,500 teams compete each year to win the American Legion Baseball World Series. But it's more than who wins and who loses. American Legion posts and members like you have provided millions of young people the opportunity to learn patriotism, sportsmanship, leadership, and active citizenship. Current Major League Baseball stars like Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, and Justin Verlander honed their skills while playing American Legion Baseball. Now the youth in your community are looking for support. Learn how your post can get involved at legion.org/baseball.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. 2-0 our score as we head to the top of the fourth, Logan, as Caleb Frank will lead off. 5, 6, 7 due up.
Number 21, Caleb Frank.
See you guys tomorrow morning.
That's Caleb Frank,
Always.
the right fielder. Awaits the pitch from Roby. That's a ball, 1-0.
Roby has got to be on his game. You don't want Napoleon to get that offense really going, especially when you consider Bergman looks to be on his game.
The way Bergman has pitched so far, he might be able to go to distance effectively. You know, some complete games at this level, give up 4 or 5 runs. Very rarely is it. As this is on the ground, the third baseman, Booth, will pick it up. He'll throw in time to get the runner for the out. And that is out number 1 of the inning. So, a 5-3 ground out if you're scoring at home. As Caleb Woods, 2 Calebs, one with a C, one with a K, back to back of one another. As that is a strike. Caleb Woods, Caleb with a K.
Stands about 6'1", weighs about 155.
That one's in the dirt to the backstop, 1-1.
306 average.
Caleb Woods, the left fielder, had a fielder's choice in his first at bat. A 6-3 fielder's choice. 1-1 the count. 2-0, 2 hits on 4, 2 runs on 4 hits. Get that backwards every time I say it. 1-1 on the way. That breaking ball is placed beautifully for a strike, 1-2. Woods waits, deals. Waits the pitch. That's fouled away.
Looked like Roby missed his spot a little bit there. That came more in than he would have liked. Let's see if he tries to get more outside this next pitch.
Roby has pitched well. The 2 runs came in the second and third, but he's pitched relatively well, all things considered, as this one is lined in the center field, a base hit. So 1-out single for Caleb with the K Woods.
Next up to bat, number 37, Nolan Schaefer.
So now Nolan Schaefer, the catcher, singled, scored a run. His last time up. His last time up. 2 big hits last night. Throw over.
292 average. 11 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Both the runs, as this is popped up in the air. Runner was taking off, so he'll have to retreat as the catch is made by the shortstop. Bertkey has now 2 outs. The runner had to retreat quickly back to Caleb Woods, as that is a pop out to the shortstop. now Tanner Rubenstein will step to the plate.
Up to bat, number 32, Tanner Rubenstein.
Throw over. Nothing doing with that one.
Tanner Rubenstein batting 286.
Rubenstein doubled and was thrown out trying to go to third in his last at bat. That one is popped up, foul, and out of play. So he has a double. Was trying to get a triple. You appreciate the hustle, but could not come up with it. That one throw. That was just a little bit faster. That probably would have got him. He stumbled a little bit heading back to first, and that almost cost him.
Got lucky to probably get back in.
On the run is Woods, popped up, 2 outs, so the runner will keep running, but the right fielder Oberding will make the catch, and a fly out to the right fielder will end the inning. So 4 men come to the plate, no run score. It is 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on the Score and Air Network and on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
My name is Doc Gibbs. I'm National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion. My father fought in the Pacific Theater of World War II. He came home to raise our family according to values that he learned in the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always loyal. Values matter to former Marines. Family matters to all veterans and those who love them. It especially matters to the Sons of the American Legion. The Sons of the American Legion and the entire Legion family welcomes children, teens, parents, grandparents, and friends. Together we stand for veterans, like my dad, and the values they fought for. Learn more today by visiting legion.org/sons.
Welcome back to Beavers Field. Bottom of the 4th, about to partake as Jake Sanders will come to the plate. Sanders walked and was eventually picked off at second in his first and only at bat of the night so far. Digs in. So takes the ball, trying to get his first official at bat here. One and 0 on the way. That one's on the ground to short. The throw couldn't be scooped. It was in the dirt. That'll head towards right field as the runner took a weird turn. Looked like he was going to his position of second base, but then I don't know what that was, Logan.
I am befuddled. That was the strangest turn I've ever seen.
He looked like he wanted to go play second base, but
35, Jared Berkey.
I was beginning to wonder if he was going to beeline to center or right. That was the most odd turn I've ever seen.
Like he was turning a semi rounding that corner, but either way, the destination remains the same. Second base is where he is.
What's going on with the Ducks?
Jaron Bertkey awaits. That one's grounded back to the pitcher, and they have him in a rundown. The throw is safe, and he dropped the ball, so it's runners on the corners now with nobody out.
Next up, number 8, Jack Oberding.
Well, you know, even though it didn't work out for Bergman, we shouldn't be surprised by his baseball IQ. His father, Sean Bergman, was drafted by the Tigers in 1993. So it grows in the genes. We shouldn't be surprised by any of his dominance or his good baseball IQ. He lives it and breathes it.
Oberding awaits, takes a ball, 1-0. 1-0 the count. Overding walks in his first at bat. Runner on first, leaning off just a little bit. Not too much. 2-0. The count. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. Huge opportunity here for Sidney to get on the board. There's the pitch. 3-0. Two huge errors have made this inning bigger than it had to be.
Well, you know, it took something to get Bergman out of his rhythm, and sometimes you need those good breaks because, let's be honest, Sidney has been stifled by Bergman.
Bergman fired a strike to Overding, who showed bunt with the safety squeeze possibility. No bunt here. Runner goes. It's ball 4. That is now the bases loaded. For some reason, the runner on third, Sanders, did not try at all to come home.
Sanders may have fell asleep a little bit over there.
Number 40, Darren Hoying. Let's go, Darren!
We've seen Hoying have some big-time hits in this tournament, so let's see if he gets one right here and right now. Bergman's going to have to buckle down and find that mojo that he had in the early innings. And with no outs, it might be a good time to find that strikeout pitch that he's been so known for.
That's swung on a miss, strike 1. We were talking about the strikeout. Hoying struck out his first time up. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Would prefer a strikeout or something on the ground as opposed to in the air. That's called a strike 0-2. So Jackson Bergman, if he can be a magician and pitch out of this, he's got to start right here. No room for error. You're up 2-0 in an elimination game. Here's the pitch in the dirt. 1-2.
Bergman showing good poise, taking his time, not being hurried by the moment. So often we see people hurry when they get in these stressful situations. Not here.
Here's the 1-2. That one is hit high in the air, foul, out of play.
You know, it's so important you keep your poise about you and take that deep breath, take that second walk around the mound. I know we're speeding up the game these days, but don't be afraid to, just take that 10-15 seconds and maybe break up the momentum.
Trying to break up the momentum here of the offense. Here's the 1-2. That swung on a miss. A big out, number 1. As Adam Kettner will come to the plate now.
Now batting.
With now 1 out.
Adam Kettner.
And the base is still loaded. The most important out in the inning, other than the third out, is that first out. I always say to myself, you just got to get that one.
And that creates the possibility of a double play and keeping this thing right where it is.
That is called a ball, 1-0. Adam Kettner. That's Bergman, looks in at the sign. That's inside and hits him.
Worst case scenario for Bergman, you look to find that strikeout pitch, and then one gets a little too inside.
Go, Jake. Go, boys, let's go, get up.
So for the second time this inning, a batter has been hit.
21, Aiden.
As it's now 2-1 here in the 4th. Everybody moves up a base. The bases remain loaded with 1 out. Now Bergman's job is to limit the damage. That swung on and missed. Booth struck out his last at bat. Aiden Booth. Gets the pitch from Bergman. He grounds this one on the ground. That's bobbled, and a run will score. Everybody's safe on the error by the shortstop.
Could have been Uruz has got to be thinking, oh, I'm 2 feet tall. Get me off this field.
Yeah,
because you could have at least gotten 1, if not 2, and now it's a tie ball game, and you still only have 1 out. Bergman may take him off the Christmas card list.
So Yaris was not able to field that one cleanly. That's an error. The bases remain loaded now with still 1 out, and Jordan Lessing has a meeting on the mound. As Napoleon tries to get all their ducks in a row. Very quickly, this game could turn on them in a hurry. 2 runs in the inning already, still only 1 out. And now number 23, Jordan Lessing, made the comment in the first game, it's something about Jordan in 23.
No question about it. There's a whole generation that will forever identify that number with one man, and then there's a whole other generation that will identify that number with another man.
Here's the first pitch. That is a ball, 1-0, I believe. It is. No signal from the home plate umpire. So Lessing grounded out his last at bat.
I think if you're Bergman, you would take 1 more of those right here and right now.
That's on the ground. That's a fair ball. That's going to score at least 1. Going to wave the second runner around. He will score. And the throw to third not in time as 2 more runs score. Make it a 4-run inning so far and counting. Still with 1 out on the double by Lessing.
Just incredible how it turns. Bergman goes from looking dominant to now his back against the wall.
9, Carson Taylor.
Hey, keep it going, Don. Keep it going, kid.
So now Aiden Booth is at third. Carson Taylor at the plate. Taylor 0 for 1. The second time through the order. It's very difficult. It gets even harder at the third time through.
Well, you see it all the time in the big leagues. Look at the averages go up off the pitcher as we go through the order, because the hitters get a chance to really see the stuff and take notes and talk a little bit in the dugout, and it changes the entire complexion.
That's outside, 1-1, and we've seen it here. We saw the first 9 batters go down relatively in order, but then it's the second time through that's really paved the way for the 4-2 lead so far. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed.
But it should be noted, to give more credit to Sidney, that Bergman comes in this game with a 2.25 ERA. So obviously he's had his fair share of times through the second and third round of the lineup, and everything seemingly go okay.
Yeah, Bergman was looking untouchable through 3 innings, but that has quickly changed. A couple hit by batsmen have not helped that cause, and a walk here would turn the lineup over to the top, and Ryan Schloss. 2-2. That's on the ground. This is where the force will hurt you, as that's in time to get him. Not having the force hurts there. But they're lucky to get the 1 out at first regardless, so now 2 outs.
Hey, good job, Force. Get 1 in, kid. Nice job.
But a run will score, and it's 5-2.
Napoleon can take some solace in the fact that they have proven today on this field they can score runs in bunches. They gave Post 11 the scatter of their lives earlier today.
Did what a comeback that was, as that's off the pitcher, and that'll score another run. It's now 6-2, and an unfortunate turn of events as Bergman, quite literally and figuratively, can't get out of his own way or his own pitches. It's now 6-0. Jake Sanders, who led off the inning with a single and later scored. take his second at bat of the inning. That one is up high, a ball.
I think it might be a good time for your catcher to go out and just talk to Bergman a little bit, settle him down, and just see where he's at mentally. It was so flustering. You already played one game today, and now suddenly you're down 4.
Early surprised that I haven't gone out again to talk, at least, as you said. 2-0 to count. And Bergman probably has to be getting towards the end of the line, but someone just now is starting to get up in the bullpen. That swung on a miss, 2-1.
Well, you come into this tournament with that 4-0 record, that 2.25 ERA, and the dynamite strikeout pitch. I understand why they're gonna ride the horse until it completely goes down.
A 6-run inning. Runner fakes running. He bluffed. 2-2. Bergman just has to throw one more pitch. That's so easy to say, but one more pitch to get out of this inning. But how many times have we seen it? Just one more pitch, one more out, or whatever, just to stop the bleeding, and it just keeps going.
It can feel like a lifetime out there on the mound. I do not envy Bergman or anyone else that ever gets in these situations.
2-2, time is called. So 2 outs. We'll see if the runner, Schloss, will be on the move. Sanders. The pitch, not running, but it's 3-2 now. So Schloss will be on the run anyway, as there is action in the bullpen with Bertkey on deck. 3-2. Runner moving, it's ball 4.
And as you said, Cody, just one more pitch, and now
batting number 35, Jaron Berkey.
So a long bottom of the 4th is going to continue. Jaron Bertkey, excuse me, awaits. That one's lined to center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. They'll wave the runner around. The throw home is not in time. And that errant throw by the pitcher, I don't know who he was throwing it to. No one was covering the base. Will allow the runners to advance one extra base again. And now it is 7-2.
And that right there proves that this inning has gotten to Bergman mentally, probably much more so than physically, to be honest. Because we talked all game until this inning about his high baseball IQ. We talk about his pedigree, where he comes from, his father pitching in the MLB, and then he makes a, let's just say, a very questionable decision throwing that ball where he did. And I think that just goes to show it's hot. You've been out there a long, long time. I gotta say, I feel like Napoleon's catcher or pitching coach maybe should have come out and, hey, let's talk about this thing a little sooner than they have.
Looking towards the bullpen. It might be time for a change. Still waiting on that. Seeing if he's ready or not. As Bergman's night is, in fact, done. We'll meet the new pitcher when we get back. 7 runs in this inning. And still 2 on, but there are 2 outs. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we get back.
As veterans, we know how to serve our country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
What the American Legion have brought to my life, it was about service, it was about the community and commitment, not only to the veterans, but also to the families. We make different families everywhere we go. We have not only our personal family, but then we develop families while we're serving. We are here to support your family because we've been there, we know what it's like, and we know what we need to do to help you.
Welcome back. A 7-run inning so far. As Logan can see, my scorecard has gotten lost in the shuffle about who's done what, as that is lined, a base hit on the first pitch. And that's going to score 2 more runs. Make it now runner on first.
To bat, Darren Hoying.
Darren Hoying. Well, the runner on first.
So Nathan Atkins can't come in and do the job and get that elusive third out.
Nine to 2. Runner on first. A very long inning. That's a strike. This inning, Hoying has struck out. That's 1 and 2. Struck out twice today, once already this inning. And as a baseball player, you never want to be the guy who gets more than 1 out in an inning.
No, you absolutely do not.
1 and 2 on the way. That is strike 3 called. And for the second time this inning, Darren Hoying strikes out. But nonetheless, 9-run score on 4 hits and 2 errors as we will head to the 5th inning here at Beavers Field, and the score is 9 to 2.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. Making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
And welcome back. Logan, what is there to say about the last inning? I mean, that was insane 9-run score, but there's only 4 hits.
I thought I was befuddled by that wide turn from Saunders, and then we get this inning this is a befuddling game in the way it just completely turned. Bergman went from dominating. I don't think you can overstate just how much he had Sidney in fits, tying them in knots.
And we were talking about even on this broadcast about could he go all the way? Can he pitch an efficient, complete game? And then, boom, it just flipped on him, and he's out of the game.
Somebody in the comments right now is going to blame you for the announcer jinx.
First up to bat, number 11, Hunter Hamilton.
But again, if you're looking for a bright spot, a light at the proverbial end of the tunnel for Napoleon, they proved, without a shadow of a doubt, they can score in bunches.
So this one's on the ground. It's bobbled by the second baseman, and a lot of interesting hops in this field, that's for sure, as we saw another one there. 8th the second baseman alive, as that's a single or an error, depending on how you score it. So Hunter Hamilton singles, and now the top of the order. Just what you need, the top of the order with someone on base and nobody out. That's how you get rallies started.
Hunter Hamilton has been one of those pesky players. He just continues to get on. You can tell he's a spark plug for this team. He's got a high motor. You know, he's not necessarily a player that anyone seems to be worried about per se, but he's somebody that is really great to have in your clubhouse.
And in the dirt, 1-1.
Roby's got to find a way to mentally convince himself it's a close game.
That throw over is not in time. He's safe.
You do not want to lose that focus, the alertness that you had.
That one is 2-1.
Especially when you witnessed what Napoleon did to Post 11 earlier today. No, they did not win, but they gave them the scare of their life.
And we've seen it time and time again. Teams coming back in this tournament, making it close, might not win, but as you said, give them a scare. Listy struck out looking to sacrifice his last at bat. This one's in the air, right center. The right fielder going back. He'll make the catch for the out.
Next up to bat, number 14, Tyler Yaris.
Pretty good play by Oberdeen. You consider the range he had to show there. They had him a little pulled even, and he ends up going all the way into what was right center.
So Tyler Yaris grounded out. We'll line this one to short. This could be two. Second for one. First, not in time. The first baseman came off the bag, so only one out, and still one on.
Next up, number 25, Brevin Dekrosh.
Again, Dekrosh, Mr. 476, a hard man to get out.
Brevin Dekrosh. Just sounds like a game where Dekrosh takes a strike 0-1.
That he does. Brevin Dekrosh.
Throw over, nothing doing. Yaris was barely off the base.
Got that wide stance, a little similar to perhaps maybe Adam Frazier.
That one is pops.
A more obscure name that comes to mind that may be more accurate is former Brewer Bill Hall.
Very obscure Bill Hall reference on the broadcast. How about that? That one was fouled out of play. It's 0-2 with two outs. Throw over again. Nothing doing.
Well, Bill Hall had that split stance, if you recall, and very similar in my opinion.
2-0. The runner will take off. That swung on and missed. And that was an awkward swing. I don't know if the batter thought it was a balk or what will happen, but either way, it's a strikeout. A lot of confusion there on both sides, but nothing doing there. It's a strikeout. Ends the inning. It's 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. 9-2 the score. As we are approaching the bottom of the fifth. Nathan Adkins will go back for another inning of work. That one is a ball, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He was late on that one. This is Adam Kettner. 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and eventually scored a run. He also grounded out. Swung on and missed. Strike 2.
When I see that motion by Atkins, it makes me think of Adam Wainwright.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's fouled back. Out of play. Even a little bit out of Alex Cobb. The way he pauses his delivery momentarily and then sweeps his leg. That one is foul.
That can be so underratedly deceptive. That little pause and the sweep of the leg, that can, because you're convinced it's going to come, and then there's that half a second, and as you know, seconds are everything in this game.
That one is tapped back to the pitcher. That one is thrown high, but the catch is made. They say he stepped on the base, so regardless, it's an out.
Next up to bat, number 21, Aiden Booth.
So a 1-3 ground out, and now Aiden Booth. And you were talking about the timing and stuff, and maybe not at this level, but or who knows, depending on the player, their drive, and that one is fouled. It almost looked like he got his hands almost, but you talk about a guy, you can work on his rhythm and timing, you can disrupt the timing. That's so huge.
Again, the timing is everything. Just that one little hitch of a second can take it from where you're driving that sucker out to left field to it's a small pop to right.
That's a ball, 1-1. It's not going to get you the extra, all 27 outs. It might get you an extra 1 or 2 that you would need later in the game. That's 2-1.
You just never know, looking back on the game, of what's going to make that difference.
A 9-run inning, and the difference in this game so far, that one is swung on and missed by Booth. Booth struck out and reached by an error. And scored a run. So 2-2 to count. Remember, the loser is eliminated. First of 2 loser leaves town matches. Tahone Logan, as that one's in the air, left center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. And that's a base hit in the right field. A good piece of hitting.
If you're sitting, you got it. You have to keep the aggressiveness. We know Napoleon can score, and last I checked, they're not going to agree to stop trying to score. So you might as well make it pour on if you possibly can. Now, I know that's a tough spot for Nathan Atkins and company, but that's the position we're in.
Ethan Atkins trying to keep his team in the game as much as possible. As to my left here, I can hear the next game's teams warming up in the batting cage as we get ready for that one too. Roughly 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, the second of 2 loser leaves town matches. Two and 0. Runner on first is Aiden Booth, reached via a single. 3-0. And if you're Atkins, this is not what you want to do, especially after the 9-run inning.
Absolutely. You're wanting as quickly 1, 2, 3 as humanly possible. You always do. I know some people are saying, well, you probably always do, but it becomes more urgent after an inning like that.
That's strike 3-1, taking all the way. It was Jordan Lessing. Three and 1 the count, 1 out. The pitch That's a strike. 3-2. Count is full. We'll see if Booth here with 1 out will be running on 3-2.
And the classic question is, what you throw on 3-1, do you throw on 3-2?
We're about to find out the answer to that question. Nathan Atkins fires. That one's hit in the air to left. The left fielder has to range over to his right, but he'll hone it in for out number 2.
Very solid play by Caleb Woods.
Number 9, Carson Taylor.
So often we think of left fielders as someone you're just kind of hiding out there, but there's a lot of ground to cover here at Beavers Field. Very underrated play.
And
good
that's
range.
the thing about baseball is on basketball you can sometimes hide a guy who can't play offense, can't play defense, but in baseball you can't do that because the ball finds everybody eventually.
Yeah, so if you're somebody out there that feels like they shouldn't be out there, it'll be like you became a human magnet to the baseball.
1-0 on the way after this throw the first. Carson Taylor had to sacrifice his last at bat. One and 0, 2-0. There's a sacrifice and struck out. 2-0 on the way is 3-0.
And if you're Atkins, you got to put one over. The score is what it is. You do not want to put runners on.
And that's a strike. 3-1. That was certainly painting a corner. That one is called a strike. Runner on the move. He will be safe. It's 3-2 with 2 outs.
It's a risky move by the runner because, yes, it looks great if you get in there, but when you make that first or third out, as you know, you can go from hero to GOAT in that dugout rather quickly.
It's Carson Taylor trying to give some more offense as he swings and misses at that one for the strikeout. 4 men come to the plate. Nothing happens, however. It is still 9-2 as we will trek on to the 6th inning here on the Score and Air Network and on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Welcome back to Beavers Field. 9-2 as we head to the 6th inning. Remember, this is a 7-inning game, excuse me. And Logan, the story of this game is the 9-run inning in the 4th inning.
Absolutely. Until then, Jackson Bergman was cruising, and I can't overstate that enough. And all of a sudden, a single here, a hit there, and then errors started to break out, and it just completely got away from him and snowballed in the biggest of ways.
And that looked like a snowball as it hit Altaffer in the shoulder. He'll take his base. So a hit by pitch. Yeah, as you can tell from my scorecard, that fourth inning was a mess, and I think I recovered what I wasn't able to find in the last inning, as that throw over is not in time.
You know, we mentioned we thought there might be chaos, and there in fact was. But if you're Napoleon, hey, you gave Post 11 quite the scare. There's nothing to say you can't do it again.
As Caleb Frank lines this one up the middle, a base hit. So Caleb with a C singles, and Caleb with a K will come to bat.
I mean, you look up and down this lineup, they have great hitters as far as average goes. Again, Decross stands out with the 476, but both Caleb's are well above 300.
Here's the pitch, swung on a miss. So Caleb Woods.
Now batting number 13, Caleb Woods.
Caleb Frank, spelled with a C, is at first. Altaffer at second. As this is popped up, they'll call infield fly. Runners can advance at their own risk. Batter is out. So with one out.
Next up, number 37, Nolan Schaefer.
Nolan Schaefer will be the batter.
Schaefer's been awful versatile this series. Played some short, guys behind the plate.
That's a nice breaking ball in for a strike. Schaefer, the catcher, singled. And nothing doing there. You can tell Roby wanted that one. Did a little hop after that one. There's the pitch. That one's on the ground. This could be two, but the second baseman loses it. And that's another error. It seems like every game that I've done at least has had quite a few errors.
Truly, I have to believe, Cody, that is a product of the length of this tournament, of the heat that we're currently experiencing this week, and I think it's affecting some of the mental concentration in these later innings. As I said earlier, you know, in the early innings, inning 1 and 2, it's easy to have that adrenaline, but as this game wears on, focus can be hard to come by.
Rubenstein in the air to center field. Going back as a center fielder, that's over his head. That's going to score at least a run. Altaffer had the hold up, so he's holding the conga line up as 2 runs will score after that. And just like that, Logan, look out, it's a 9-4 game.
Absolutely. Look, again, this team can score in bunches. Same thing that happened against Post 11. Suddenly, and an error here, some contact here, an infield hit here, and they just find a way to win. The tenacity this team has is pretty incredible. Again, they did not beat Post 11, but they came incredibly close, being down, I believe it was 7 runs. Ended up being a 9-8 finish. Nothing's over till it's over.
Remember, the loser of this game eliminated. Winner moves on as is outside. 2-0. Time is called. Hoying will go out and talk briefly, momentarily.
Let's go.
Anderson.
That one's on the ground. Run will score. It is now 9-5, but the out is recorded. That was Hunter Hamilton who grounded out. And now Austin Listy
now batting,
come to the plate. Top of the order now for Napoleon. That's First pitch strike.
Listy's been a table setter all tournament long, but when you're getting down to this close to the 7th, it might take more than just setting the table.
Indeed. Not only do you need to set the table, you need to set the food. There is a bit of food on third base. Trying to get home with it is Napoleon. 2-1. Two and 1 the count. On the ground to second baseman Fields. He'll throw. And that ends the inning. So only 3-run score, but it's now a 9-5 game as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Score and Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
Today, over 3,500 teams compete each year to win the American Legion Baseball World Series. But it's more than who wins and who loses. American Legion posts and members like you have provided millions of young people the opportunity to learn patriotism, sportsmanship, leadership, and active citizenship. Current Major League Baseball stars like Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, and Justin Verlander honed their skills while playing American Legion Baseball. Now the youth in your community are looking for support. Learn how your post can get involved at legion.org/baseball.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Logan, a 3-run inning. In the top half, brought him a little bit closer. It's still 9-5, but
it's not quite danger time for Sydney, but we're getting there, if that makes sense, with that kind of inning. It just brings them within sniffing distance.
That's a that's a bunt by Schloss, and it goes right back to the pitcher. So with nobody out, Schloss, tried to create some offense on his own, but he bunts right back to the pitcher.
Now batting number 4, Alex Keller.
So now Alex Keller will be the batter. He replaces Jake Sanders. Sanders' day is done. He walked, singled, and walked. So he finished 1 for 1. Not a bad day at the plate. And that's a ball, 1-1. Keller finds this one to the shortstop. Nice pick, nice throw to get him for the out. So 2 quick outs.
And that is just what the doctor ordered if you are Napoleon. Yeah.
Next up to bat, number 35, Jaron Berkey.
Because Sydney is, looking to stifle. But if you get a quick 1-2-3 here, that momentum that you've gained by getting it back within slam range stays just the same.
As Berkey, first pitch grounds it to third. Altifer, field it, throw, it's too high. But I think Berkey would have beat the throw anyway.
Didn't have the location he would have desired, but you can tell that his pitching strength showed right there in that long throw from third. That was a bullet over to first base.
It made up for the weak contact that it was, but I personally believe he would have made it regardless of the throw, but it's an E5.
Next up, number 8, Jack Oberdane.
That's now Jack Oberdane. If I can read my 4th inning notes, he walked, and singled, scored a run.
So he's having a game similar to Max Miller.
That one is popped up to third. He will make the catch. And that ends the inning. So we head to the top of the 7th, 3 outs left. It is 9-5 here on the Score and Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
My name is Doc Gibbs. I'm National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion. My father fought in the Pacific Theater of World War II. He came home to raise our family according to values that he learned in the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always loyal. Values matter to former Marines. Family matters to all veterans and those who love them. It especially matters to the Sons of the American Legion. The Sons of the American Legion and the entire Legion family welcomes children, teens, parents, grandparents, and friends. Together we stand for veterans, like my dad, and the values they fought for. Learn more today by visiting legion.org/sons.
As veterans, we know how to serve our country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
So welcome back. 9-5, Logan, as we head to the top of the 7th. Almost said 9th because these are 7-inning games.
Well, for all intents and purposes, it is the 9th. Look, Napoleon's going to have one more shot at it, but they have potent averages up and down this lineup. They've proven they're capable of going deep. It's not over until it's over. They are pesky. In a word, they are pesky.
Remember, the loser is eliminated. The winner moves on. Survive in advance. I've heard that one a time or two. In March.
That we have.
As that's a strike, going one. Showing bunt is Yaris. 0 for 2. Reese on an error in the 5th. That's inside. 1-1. Deckrosh on deck. Altifer in the hole. 1-1. That one is hit in the air. Center fielder calls everybody off. He makes the first out of the inning. Schloss with the nice catch for out number 1.
Deckrosh, again, the over 400 hitter.
Number 25, Brevin Deckrosh.
We saw him take one to right field. Don't be surprised if he tries to do the same thing.
Yes. Speaking of taking, he takes all the way there. Strike 1. Deckrosh struck out his last at bat. It's a 1-1 with 1 out. 1-2. That is a strike. Then called on the swing, called on the pitch location. So 1-2. Looks in. Up high, 2-2.
I think that's a pitch to try to set Deckrosh's eyes. I think they're going to come back down low.
Might have been a strike for someone like me, but not for him, as that's 3-2. Not for Deckrosh.
I still believe they might be coming low and outside at some point. Yeah, for you and Adam Dunn, that's a strike.
That is, for no one, that's a strike. That's ball 4. So 1 out walk. And now Blake Altifer
Next up,
will be the batter.
Blake Altifer.
You got to wonder about Altifer getting fatigued at this point. You're late in this game. You played third. You pitched yesterday, complete game.
That is 1-0 in the dirt. See Jefferson County getting ready to play the next game. Like these two teams, they already played today, but they'll play again in a loser leaves town match. Up next, about 30 minutes after this game. First, we have to finish this game. That's 2-0. Me and Logan will be on the call for that game again. Excited to bring it to you here on the Score and Air Network. We'll be right back with you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Yes, I'll be on the call with Adam Dell.
3-0. And if you get a couple runners on here,
this Napoleon team has proven time and time again.
That is a strike taking all the way. 3-1. Maybe playing under the lights, maybe not, depending on when the sun goes down, Logan, for our final game. That one is lined a base hit in the left field on 3-1. Nice piece of hitting.
There is something about the will to win with this Napoleon team, and obviously all these teams have the will to win. Please don't get me wrong, folks. But here we are again, and you can just kind of feel the tide slowly turning. It feels eerily reminiscent thus far of what we saw against Post 11.
It does, as time is called. Is that it for Roby, who's pitched well? Is that it? We'll see. As Caleb Frank will be the batter eventually. There's a meeting on the mound, so Logan, we've seen so far two men are on base. There is one out though, so the force could end the game still. So
I think this mound visit, and we'll see if it results in a change of pitchers, but I think it's for a few reasons. Number one, you're checking mentally on your pitcher, where you at physically. Number two, you're trying to break the momentum of Napoleon. Again, we can all kind of feel, all of a sudden you got two men on, and we saw this happen, and you just start to feel that tide turning, and so I think that's a well-timed mound visit. It may blow up in their face. Caleb may go deep here, but I think it's well-timed to try and stifle that momentum.
that is 1-0. Certainly pitching into the seventh, he's accumulated a lot of pitches. That is in the air, foul, and it will roam out of play. So 1-1 with 2 on.
Roby is at 80 plus, and so you have to think he's getting fatigued. It's been a long day. His team's played, and
it's the 1-1 on the ground to short, and that gets by the shortstop. So now the bases, Logan, will be loaded.
And the tying run comes to the plate. Don't stop me, Cody, because I know you've seen this before. And Caleb Woods steps up, and he hit a home run earlier today, against Post 11. So this is a guy that you would want up in this situation. If you make a mistake here, if you're Roby, we could be talking about a brand new ball game.
Here we go. Looks like a Keno almost. That is 1-0 as you saw him set up, almost standing in the direction of the pitcher before setting up more over the plate. Caleb with a C is on first. This is Caleb Woods with a K. As 1-0. That one is lined a base hit. That's going to score at least one. The runners had to hold up, make sure it wasn't caught. That's going to score 2. Here comes the third run. It will score, and just like that, it is 9-8. And Logan Morris, the tying run, is 90 feet away with 1 out.
There is something about this Napoleon Ball Club that none of these teams give up. Don't get me wrong. I hate to be cliche, but absolutely there's a certain will to win and fight in Napoleon that is palpable throughout this stadium. Pretty incredible, and here we are back 9-8. The tying runner on third, and let's keep in mind, Cody, a little lost in all the chaos. There's still less than 2 outs.
Yeah, there's
a
only 1 out.
soft grounder to the right side, and we could be talking extras.
Or anything in the air. As a pitching change will happen,
what an incredible...
Logan and I will take a moment to breathe. We'll let you all breathe at home too. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. 9-8 with 1 out and the tying run at third.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
What the American Legion have brought to my life, it was about service, it was about the community and commitment, not only to the veterans but also to the families. We make different families everywhere we go. We have not only our personal family, but then we develop families while we're serving. We are here to support your family because we've been there, we know what it's like, and we know what we need to do to help you.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today. It's what the Legion's all about. From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us. Our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Cody Larson alongside me is Logan Morris. And Logan, what have we seen here in the seventh?
We have seen the comeback kids potentially do it again. We have seen offense that pretty incredible. Let me put it in perspective for you, Cody. When you consider the fact that this team was down 6 runs, and now all of a sudden here we are. They score 6, 9-8. And a runner on a third and less than 2 outs. It has been bases clearing hit after bases clearing hit. The moxie of Napoleon, because if you've tuned in all day, you know they did the same thing against Post 11. Incredible.
So Jack Overding, the new pitcher, line right back to Overding, thrown back. No, the ball gets away from the third baseman. He's going to try and score. The ball gets away, and we are tied after all that.
Oh, my
Say
goodness.
it ain't so. After all that, Logan, we talked about chaos.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what we just saw. And that should have been out at least 3 or 4 times, you would think, that play. But instead, we are tied at 9, 7 runs in the last 2 innings to come back and tie it.
Now batting number 32, Tanner Rubenstein.
So now Tanner Rubenstein, the batter. And there will be a bottom of the 7th.
That there will, Mr. Larson. That there will.
I mean, just think of how quickly that turned from perfect scenario to disaster. Went right back to the pitcher. That is swung on and missed, 1-2. Went right back to the pitcher, caught it, threw it to third, tried to double him up, but then that's when it turned. 1-2. That is inside. Almost hit him on the elbow guard.
To consider the rarity of that kind of series of events, you make the great play to get the ball in the first place, and then you throw it to third, and it's an errant.
That's outside 3-2.
And it's so errant that it allows the run to score after you get the second out that you needed to keep him there at third without a base hit.
And the 3-2 is foul. So we will have a bottom of the 9th.
If you are Sydney, and I don't mean to overstate this, but that is nothing short of soul crushing if you're post 217.
Indeed it is, but that is strike 3 call to win the inning. Not the game, Logan, as the inning is over, as we will now head to the bottom of the 7th. We are all tied up at 9. Let's see if there's some magic, more magic to be made. We'll be right back here on the Score on Air Network.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score on Air Network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
And welcome back to Beavers Field, Logan. Bottom of the 7th in a 7-inning game, tied at 9. What a game this has been. We were thinking in our heads earlier, it's 9-2, okay. Let's see if they can, despite a little comeback, score a little more runs. But now all of a sudden they scored 7 unanswered runs in the last 2 innings as this pitch is swung on and missed.
Well, we went from it's not looking good. It is not looking good if you're Napoleon to they make this comeback that pretty improbable. But again, as we learned with their game against Post 11, there is not any quit in this team. Incredible turn of events. And if you're Sydney, you're just trying to hang on for your dear life because it would be soul crushing to lose this way.
As Darren Hoying steps in, that's 2-1.
Cody, we're in this rare case where, yes, every